Hi, and welcome to Nini's house. In my last video, I showed you this beautiful old quilt that I had found at a thrift shop. It's in really bad shape. The backing is totally shredded, and a lot of the butterflies on the front are coming unsewn, or the embroidery is missing, or they are torn. But there are still quite a few that are in pretty perfect condition, except for some discoloration and fading. So today I wanted to show you some ways that I have saved those butterflies and reused them in different projects. This first project is probably the most obvious. I cut out a butterfly square, backed it with some more fabric, and then attached it to a pillow. Next, I cut out another square that also included some of the fabric around the square, backed it with a mushroom printed fabric, and made a pocket on the front of this purchased canvas tote. The tote has 6 pockets inside. It's really nice and big. I also used a corner of one of those little square doilies that I showed in my last video. Remember, they were really damaged. They had a lot of holes in them, but the embroidered corners were really nice. So I cut one off and used it to embellish this pocket. I also used some vintage buttons. So now I have a big canvas bag with a nice deep front pocket. As project 2B, sort of, I also embellished another canvas tote with a big front pocket. I backed the butterfly square with some coordinating fabric, and I trimmed around the square with some fabric lace, and then attached it to this simple canvas tote. It has no pockets inside, but now it has one big pocket on the front. And it is also embellished with 2 vintage buttons. For my third project, I made this large hobo-style handbag from a pattern that I drew up. I used another butterfly to make the front pocket and trimmed it with a fabric lace. It has an adjustable shoulder strap and a magnetic closure. The closure is decorated with a little crochet flower and a vintage button. This next project is my favorite. I originally thought that I would cut out 2 or 3 squares and frame them individually, but then I found this frame at the Goodwill, and it is the perfect size for 2 squares. So I used a staple gun to staple them into the frame and then backed them with some cardboard. And now I have an adorable little wall hanging. And for my last project, of course, I had to make a journal. This journal is not complete, but when it is, I will have a flip through of it on my journaling channel, which I will post a link to below. This time I didn't cut out a square. I cut out an individual butterfly and appliqued it to the front cover of the journal. Some of these items are for sale in my Etsy shop, which will be linked below in the description box. And I also will have some individual butterfly squares for sale in my shop. Thank you so much for watching.